Skirt, skirt. In the sun, man. 15 when I saw my first 100 bins, got my first 100 bins and made it do the running, man. They know how we coming, man. Go and get this money, man. I came up from nothing, had to turn it in the sun, man. We winning, keep grinding, it's just the beginning. Rap about they ain't living, ain't no top boy, you gotta be kidding. Like Nike, I go get a check. Baby girl, watch the young flex. Got your tree, she go for the PV on my up next. Can't wait till I caught me a Mozzie. On Cali, I feel like a different man. We got the pack, we delivering. I remember cold nights, I was shivering. Gotta go get the bag and no stopping me. Saying they know I'm a prodigy. Saying these be watching me. Got your trees in the spine, and I just hit 1 million views. So much better, I don't know what to do. Stack it up, gon' call me a coupe. I be dripping, they calling me soup. I be dripping, they calling me soup. Stack it up.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers. The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And they'll run him here. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. On 2nd down, here's Rosen. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
A 3-yard gain and enough for the first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Play action here with Rosen. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make it 3rd down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Rosen to throw on third down. It's caught. Nelson. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. His first catch, good for 16 and a first. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding him to no gain.
And this is incomplete. That is first incompletion after a 4 for 4 start.
Yeah, but they shouldn't back off from what they're doing. I like the play calling right out of the gate. I like the tone that they're setting. Keep going in that direction.
Now they're coming up on play 5, but they're looking at a third and long. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. Fourth down now as San Fran's defense is strong in coverage.
They converted twice on third down that drive already, but couldn't make it a third. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
On fourth down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here first and 10 at their own 26. There's Garoppolo on first and 10. A dump down to McKinnon. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it's a second down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. It's a loss of 2. Now third down.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
An extra DB added here for the Cards on third.
Blitzer play coverage.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And that's caught. One-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. That goes as a gain of 36 on third down.
Tell the truth, partner. You didn't think he was coming down with that one, did you? Come on, tell me the truth.
No, I didn't. I'll tell you what, though. A one-handed grab of that length. Talk about giving your team a little juice.
Oh, big time. I mean, everyone's going to be excited about that one, whether you're on the field or not. It permeates its way through the entire team, and I can't wait to see what they do on the next down.
Toss play to McKinnon. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's second and 2. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. It's a quarterback sneak. And able to follow his center and pick up the first. He'll grab 3 yards on the play, taking it himself for the first down.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
Now this time, Garoppolo will throw. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Hassan Reddick in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you. It's the 49ers in control of the football. They're in the midst of a nice drive, but facing a 3rd and long here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. And he missed it. He missed it just wide of that left upright. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
When I watch plays like that, I give a lot of thanks that my DNA did not make me an offensive tackle, because that is a very difficult job to hold your block against a really good defensive end and hang on to it so your runner can get to the edge and do it without holding. I don't know that that's really possible for very many people.
And now it's Rosen looking, flushed out right. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 41. Now Rosen. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and let other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. On is Josh Lambo for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And Lambo will put this one through, and the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now McKinnon to start the drive. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
And some room to maneuver. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this deep onto Arizona's side of the field. Garoppolo able to find Goodwin for a big one. 59 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves them with a 1st and goal.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
65.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
We got 3. 3 down. 3 down. Hey, fellas, we got 3. Let's go.
In the backfield, standing alone on 2nd and goal is McKinnon. They get it to him running left. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Jerick McKinnon, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Niners are able to cash in for 6. So he missed his lone field goal try, but he's got this one as that extends their lead. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. This is T.J. Logan to return it. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know. We know where we are right now. but the playoffs don't...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. And he fires one that's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. And the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. A minute 57 to go in this first half. Back to more NFL action on EA Sports after this.
Gun! 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 All right, now, look at 56.
On second down, Rosen. And Nelson's got it here right side. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Detroit!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
The timing and the faking on that play was so good, you almost think you're at a magical act, right? The magician has shown you something, and then you realize it's not really there. He's created an illusion, and the illusion was they were going to throw the football. Looked like a pass play. Instead, it turned into a draw. Offensive lineman able to get out in front. They drew the defensive line upfield and beat them at their own game, and that's why they picked up big yardage into the secondary.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun! 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 Gun!
Now Rosen to throw on second down. Eluding the pressure right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. The Cardinals on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, A 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. They'll run it now out of the gun. He can't get him down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So after the run by McKinnon, here's 1st and 10. Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. Incomplete. So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers out in front. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
21.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Come on, fellas, here we go.
Here's McKinnon. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Tackle made there by Buda Baker.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
The Niners on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Here we go, hurry up, hurry up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
That's it, baby.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
3 down, 3 down. 53's the mic. 53's the mic. I got you. Hey, go.
On the toss, it's McKinnon. And he'll get it across midfield and down into Cardinal territory. Territory.
Hey, switch. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Play action, Garoppolo. And this is going to be intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
None of I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On play action, Rosen steps away to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 43.
Here we go. Black 80. 21.
And the first play of the drive goes to McKinnon. They find some open field here. It's a big play there from a big play guy, Jerick McKinnon. 47 yards on the ground. So you got the lead here in the second half. Obviously, you love big runs like that at any time. Here, you really like them.
And how about the confidence that's being exhibited by that offense now? They don't care what you're lining up doing on the defensive side. They want the big fella to carry the football and carry it often.
So now, following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
And the ball situated at the 9. 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal. They come out here in the eye. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Oh, yeah, good surge defensively. Sometimes you can just tell by the way a quarterback lines his feet up behind center. He's going to try and sneak it in. And they catch him here and stop him for no gain.
Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call. And that'll set him back 5. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. Now McKinnon, and he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Jerick McKinnon with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. With it on the return is Logan. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 24. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. The tackle made there by Dayon Buchanan.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
11.
Now Garoppolo throwing on 2nd. Escaping the pressure right. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw, so maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Jarek McCannon, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Niners take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. With it on the return is Logan. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And last time, one-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Gone!
Back now here in Santa Clara. It's Cardinal football, but they trail here as we get set. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. And this is incomplete. J.J. Nelson, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Detroit!
2nd and 10. It's Rosen again. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position. Couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football, Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
And that last penalty makes his third down play a little more interesting. 3rd and 5. Throwing again, it's Rosen. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Here's Rosen. Wide open receiver complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
Gone! Detroit!
From the red zone now, here's Rosen on 1st down. Flushed out right. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
Detroit!
Now Rosen looking to throw. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Brandon Graham in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. The Cardinals on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 11.
Detroit!
From the gun, it's Rosen. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Here we go. It's Rosen on 4th down. And the pressure gets to him again. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at about the 32. The drive starts with a handoff to McKinnon. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. The Niners on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The 13 yards that time and a first.
65, 65.
Garoppolo now. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be a second down.
6.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10.
13.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Picked off near the 34. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. 2-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Lucky 56. Detroit!
After the interception, here's Rosen. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. It'll be second down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A good pickup there at 22.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Again, it's Rosen. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. J.J. Nelson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Cardinals get a bit closer. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. Set to return. Here's Raheem Mostert. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Oh, Garoppolo's going to throw it. Trying to lay one up deep. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. And now the Cardinals going to use another timeout, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Here we go.
Garoppolo to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Goodwin able to haul it in. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw is Garoppolo. Flush to his right. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Garoppolo looking to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. It's a gain of 15, and that ought to just about put an end to this one.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
McKinnon. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. The Niners on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Flex round.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left.
So while the offense has had a big day, no one on that side of the ball is excited about seeing a loss like that. Their goal, to make every play positive. And when you have a bad one like that, your next goal is to not let it spiral into more.
And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for San Francisco, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Seattle Seahawks come to town. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.